What's up, YouTube? It's Josh Creates here with another video. It's been a while, I've been busy, and I'm also just testing out whether I should keep doing this or not. I know you guys like the videos. I know you guys like my old videos. I did delete a lot, but hey, I just got to keep going and see if I could get monetized again. So without further ado, man, we got TikTok events about people having a hard time selling their house. The housing market is bad, and we don't even know like what can this be in the future, if it's even possible to buy a house. So let's see what they got to say. Without further ado, let's go.
Brand new article just came out, 20 cities where home prices are expected to crash. Now, before I share the list, how many of them do you think are going to be in Florida? There's 10 small cities and 10 big cities. I want the number that you thought about when you initially heard the headline. Did you go straight to Florida? Did you go straight to Texas? Well, let's see what the article says. Number 1, Greenville, Mississippi. Number 2, Clarksville, Mississippi. Number 3, we do get Texas. Pecos? I don't know how to say that one. Number 4, back to Mississippi with Cleveland. Number 5, Bennettsville, South Carolina. And I'll go over here so you can read the rest of them. No small cities from Florida. So what about the major metros? There's got to be a couple of those, right? Well, number 1, New Orleans, Louisiana. Number 2 is a place you know, San Francisco, California. Number 3, we do get Texas on the list with Austin. Number 4, we're back to California, San Jose. Honolulu, Hawaii comes in number 5. And then for the rest of them, I'll move over here again. Denver, Sacramento, San Antonio, Portland, and Washington, D.C. So, if you thought Florida was going to be on this list, why do you think it wasn't? I can give you a hint. People love to talk about Florida, number 1. But number 2, price softening doesn't mean automatically you're going to see a price crash next. It appears to me, and I've shared this with you for the last few years, that Florida's going through a more sideways correction as a whole. Of course, there are pockets in Southwest Florida heavily impacted by storms. Migration's changed a lot, and they built a lot of homes. But even those markets like Punta Gorda and Southwest Florida, a lot of delistings are happening, so the inventory is actually coming back down now. They're at about 11 months of supply at one point, now they're back down to 9. Still favors the buyer's market, still could see more downward pricing pressures, but as of right now, Florida makes none of this list. None at all over the next 12 months. And so for the same people that see everything that I do that doesn't quite make sense, this is why we ask the questions, this is why we dive into the data. And that is why I keep you posted. So hit that follow, stay in the know.
Well, I think Florida should be up there, bro. Well, maybe the reason why they're not is because everyone is just flocking down here and it's just a better option overall. Real estate is still hot down here, and why not live in a state where real estate is hot? You know what I mean? You're gonna get a good outcome if you can move here quick and get everything together as a real estate agent or even a broker. You're gonna be good. Like, you're gonna be above water. You're still gonna get people moving in and different parts of Florida. Like, especially in Miami where I live, it's hot down here. Like, real estate is hot. Not just with homes, not just with houses. I'm talking about like high rises, townhouse, condos, even though, you know, a lot of condos are old and stuff like that. The new condos that they're building up, it's so, like, you can really get successful in real estate down here, and like, you know, it's a better option. If you're a real estate agent, it's good for you. If you're just like a regular person from Texas that's moving down here, it's good for you. You could get a lot of business. So, and it's like a lot of like big companies are moving down in South Florida or in Florida in general as well. So overall, people are like, hey, it's a win-win overall. No matter what you do, you can really get successful in Florida. And I think that's why people like are dipping and leaving where they are and coming down to Florida. That's just my opinion.
One of the biggest home builders in America just warned that the Florida housing market is weak. And here's why you need to hear that. D.R. Horton, I know you've seen it before, seen those builders before. One of the largest home builders in America says that homes are starting to, this home building thing is slowing down a whole bunch in Florida. And they don't consider it a minor hiccup, they consider it a major warning sign. Because remember, during the pandemic, everybody and their mama was moving down to Florida. which it caused the prices to surge like crazy, and then everybody started building and all this other stuff.
Yep.
But then once people woke up out of their stupor and realized, oh, I'm in Florida, they started moving and then selling, and it doesn't help that, you know, we have all this political climate that we have now, so Florida's having a tough time.
Yep.
That means that selling becomes harder, so why build at all? And Florida often leads in trends like Texas and Arizona and places like that. So when one of America's largest builders says it's a slowdown in Florida, that's really an indication of what you're probably seeing all across America. Oh, America, you're going down fast.
She's right. She's right. A lot of people came down here. Like I said, a lot of people moved down here, developed, build. A lot of real estate agents and brokers got successful down here. Even regular people, they decided, hey, like maybe Florida is better than, you know, Indiana. They moved down here. And then they realized, like, wait, this is Florida. It doesn't feel it. Honestly, Florida does not feel like northern states. It does not feel patriotic. At least South Florida, maybe a little bit of Central Florida, but for sure South Florida does not feel like you're in America. So that's what some people like and some people don't like. And Florida is like a fast changing environment. Like one day it could be like this, one day it could be like that. 1 year it could be like this, 1 year it could be like that, you know. So a lot of people are starting to like move to different parts of Florida, and the housing is like bad. Like the housing market is like bad down here. I see like new homes that's built and they're just overpriced, man. Oh, especially in Central Florida, overpriced. Even if you just renovate an old home, it's like they up the price, and you gotta be kidding me. It's in a worse area too. What else? What else I want to say? Yeah, like these houses are being, no offense, but these houses are being built by like, you know, immigrants, whether they're illegal or not. And they're not being built properly. Yeah, they look properly built, but something is like always having a problem. I read some article about it where like the infrastructure of Florida homes, these new Florida homes are like not good. They're not good material. And considering like Florida is like a hurricane magnet, even though like some parts of Florida don't really get hit by a hurricane, we are still like, you know, we're a magnet for like tropical storms and stuff. It's still not good infrastructure, especially when there's flooding. So why would somebody waste all their money by buying or even renting a home in Florida, and then it's like, what am I getting out of it? I'm getting cheap stuff out of it. It looks good on paper, it looks good in pictures, but overall, this is where some people want to live for like the next 20 years or all their lives. So I completely understand.
Serious question for the people that always say, I'm waiting for the housing market to go down. How is it possible that you don't want to buy when the housing market is increasing, but then be the same person that when you see that there's a possibility for the market to actually crash, you don't want to buy when the market is going down either? Like, I'm really serious, because I was thinking about this after watching that news conference last night when they were talking about the tariffs. Because for those of you that do not know, or for those of you that may not understand, Canada supplies a lot of the building materials, particularly lumber, to the United States for new home construction. And so these tariffs are inevitably going to impact the cost of housing. However, with inflation and with a whole lot of other factors, people are going to start losing jobs. And it appears that your guy is tanking the economy on purpose. Home prices very well may crash. So, again, I just want to know, for real. If you're the person that's like, I'm not going to buy when the market is doing this, and you're saying, I'm not going to buy when the market is doing this, when are you going to buy?
People are just talking, bro. That's all.
For those who care, I just took my house off the market and I'm going to tell you why. Before I get into this, I want to make sure that I mention I am not an expert. I'm just talking about what I've seen in my neighborhood, okay? I listed my house 23 days ago, and at the time, there were only 2 houses for sale. Both of them had been sitting on the market for a little over 30 days. As soon as I listed, 4 more houses for sale, including my neighbor. And since then, there's been 2 more. I don't like competition, so I took my house off, but that's not the only reason. I started going just a little bit outside of my neighborhood to see how long those houses were sitting. 75 days, 89 days. Your girl know how to take a hint. If houses are not selling and they're sitting, I'm not about to have the house on the market right now. It's just not a good time, obviously. So I started doing some research because I'm thinking I can't be the only person going through this. I ended up finding this article. 2 states where home prices are falling because there are too many houses and not enough buyers. They are talking about Florida and Texas. Now, the experts say that we're not going to have a housing market crash, but it looked like it. So anyway, I'm just going to wait until after the market cools down a little bit and then I'll try again.
This is the most unaffordable housing market that America has ever seen. Let's use this home as an example, which is the American dream for a lot of people like me and my fiance. We do pretty well for ourselves, we earn in the 6 figures, and we've always wanted this. But then this happened. $553,000 for this house. You may be thinking to yourself, well, that's not so bad. Let me show you. This home that was sold for $553,000, that was listed for $489,000, sold for $337,000 back in 2018. This home in 2025 with a $553,000 sale price, 6% down and a 6.5% rate, gives you a payment of $3,716. But back in 2018 with a $337,000 sale price, 6% down and a 4.5% rate, gives you a payment of $1,800. Which means to afford that home today, you need a household income of $230,000. When in 2018, you needed a household income of $100,000.
Oh my. Look at that difference. Wow. That's why people are saying pre-pandemic things were just like better. Things were better. I remember looking on the housing market and houses were literally up for rent at most like $2,100. And if it's like $2,100, you're getting like a 4-4 bed like you see here. Probably the exact for like $2,100. Now look at the estimated payment down below. $2,900. Gosh, for a 4-4. Gosh, $3,700. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. Not only that, apartments. Oh my gosh, I remember reading like my old apartment complexes floor plan layout, and like a 2-2 was like between, depending on the square feet, a 2-2 was like $850 to like $950, depending on the floor plan. Now you see like 2-2s for like $2,000, the same price as a home, and you're asking yourself like, is this even real? Is this even real? Why am I paying this amount? And oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Not even with the housing market. It's like apartments, townhouse, even condos, everything.
Meaning that back in 2018, a couple with 2 entry-level jobs could have afforded this house. That's the issue that many people like me and my fiance are having. How is it that we have to earn more than twice as much money to do the same things that people used to be able to do just 5-6 years ago? One of the worst parts is we can't get any honesty around the situation. So if you want honest news around what's going on in the housing market, make sure you check out my newsletter in my link in bio called Pissed Off Buyer. And let me know in the comments what's happening with the housing market in your city. Like, follow, and comment for more.
This is why your real estate wholesale deals are not getting sold. Imagine asking somebody for $235,000 and the only thing you have down in this description says great potential investment opportunity. This is $235,000, more than $250,000. Stop playing with people's time like this. If you have a wholesale deal under contract, you need to give the proper square footage, The year the house was built, is there any comps or ARV available, any rehab costs associated with this? Investors and buyers will not take you serious at all if that's your caption and you got all these random photos. We don't know the area and nobody's gonna say, hey, I want this deal. Let's tighten up, wholesalers. You're making us look crazy out here. You're not getting your deal sold and your reputation is gonna be out the window before it even starts.
Dang, that house is like at least $150,000, honestly. Man, these real estate agents got a lot on their hands on a lot of jobs. Man, even the brokers. But the thing is, I want to say like a bank could buy your house. You could sell it. I think you could sell your house to a bank or like a corporation that is owned by a bank. And because mostly banks own like gated communities and like townhouses, townhouse communities and apartments. But I think that process is like even tougher, and sometimes it comes with like a HOA, or maybe they don't want your house if it's not through a HOA or all that crap, man. That's the one thing I wanted to do real estate so bad, but I don't know, man. I think God said just hold off on it right now because things are not smooth. And it's like everybody's getting greedy. People don't want to get like lowballed, like they don't want to get the end of the stick in real estate. You don't want to sell a house for like this price and then now your broker is like, what? No. You know what I'm saying? It's so much. Yeah, so I don't know. If you have good luck buying a house, shout out to you and wish you the best. If you have bad luck, don't worry. It's just temporary. Good times are coming. That's the end of this video. My name is Josh Creates. Needless to say, everything will be okay. I'm out.